JD here, and as you can see, we are back on F1 23, and in today's video we are going to go against the 110% AI at Silverstone, really just to see how strong they are. And I think every single year and every single game I always start off with this track. It's usually a fairly good one to determine what their pace is like, and be interesting to see what their characteristics are, because in the past they've loved going side by side, or the way they defend, the way they attack you. And with 110 AI, typically they are a little bit OP in the straight line and on acceleration. So we're going to start off in the McLaren here, and this is on realistic performance, so this is not equal performance, so this shouldn't be the fastest car at all. And yeah, let's just see what we can do. And yeah, a few outtakes here. Took a while to maybe get a first lap going, but yeah, since the grid was kind of put in realistic order, starting at the back, and immediately straight away the AI having kind of the same tendencies they've had in the past, where they kind of had this caterpillar effect and don't really seem to navigate around each other all too well. But managed to get a little bit of a better start, and let's see what we could do on this first lap. And please make sure you check out Instant Gaming if you would like a discount on F1 23 on the Standard and Championship Edition, also among many other games such as Assetto Corsa and just really any game you can think of. Make sure you do check that out, the link in the description. And make sure you go to www.coachlimitless.com, because I have opened up my coaching sessions from July onwards, and thank you so much for all you guys who have been booking sessions so far. But yeah, this one here, we've managed to make up quite a few places and gone up to 12th place. It's a little tap of the AI there has actually just put them offline, and yeah, let's see what we can do. But something I started to realize very quickly is quite similar to F1 22. They are just insanely fast in a straight line, and the acceleration that they do with the overtake button is something that just simply can't be matched. And again, maybe that's what 110 AI is, 10% more than what is actually humanly possible. So let me know down below if you think that is something really of how it should be. But yeah, in a nutshell, didn't really feel too bad, but we just simply couldn't catch the cars up ahead. It is McLaren, and you get to see the acceleration of this AI. You just can't defend against that. You can't do anything. And yeah, it doesn't matter if I was running 0-0 wings, there was absolutely nothing I could do. You can see again the straight line speed is just absolutely mental. But Sargent, the other Williams AI, yeah.
Well, what happened? Let me know you're okay.
I'd probably say it's probably my fault putting my car in that position, but again, characteristics still would say need some work. But we decided to jump in the Mercedes realistic performance, and let's see what we can do here. So this is actually my complete run that I did, and I think this was the second run that I did completely, and let's see what we can do. So Lance Stroll is the AI in the lead here, obviously, because Aston Martin are pretty fast these days. And let's see what we could do. So we've got Verstappen behind, who you would imagine is going to be the strongest AI, and you could already see in the straight line having to use the overtake button. But look at the speed that he's got going down this straight, absolutely insane. So really crucial that we try and stay ahead of him and just saving the car, which is a really big aspect of this game I actually love, is that you can actually correct the car and save it. Because if that was on F1 22, there is no way that you are recovering that car when it's sliding like that. There's absolutely nothing you can do. So the handling this game, I've really been a big fan of, and so far the first impressions are really, really good, and I've been thoroughly enjoying myself. But one thing to note as well is that I'm not using a setup. The only thing I have changed is the balance preset free setup. The only thing I've changed is the brake bias and the differential on the MFD on the bottom right. Apart from that, it is a preset free default setup. So with a setup on board, I would feel I would be going maybe half a second a lap faster or more with that. So yeah, I'll probably be doing all of these with a default, and in the future, later down the line, I might use a setup instead, depending how difficult it actually is. But so far, don't really feel the pace is that insane from the AI compared to previous games. The main thing is just defending from their straight line speed, and whenever the AI get close to you, typically that's when they will be using the ERS deployment, so you've got to try and break out of a second, otherwise they will just keep on reusing it. And pretty sure that the AI have a lot more ERS to play with than what you would normally have as a driver, or even if they're running 50-50 wings, they seem to be having the ERS levels of a 20-25 wings or something like that. But right now I'm just trying to get within the DRS zone of Lance Stroll, and Silverstone on this game is just absolutely nuts. It just feels like you're going flat out all the time. That's pretty much what it feels like, as we're trying to get the slipstream to Leclerc, because I know Verstappen's going to be the stronger AI, so we're trying to keep Leclerc ahead as much as possible. I have actually done the Silverstone time trial, which I will be uploading that setup video very soon, and definitely feel there's a little bit more time in the lap, but yeah, it feels just completely different to F1 22. Just so many of the tracks do feel different, and just feels like you're on full throttle for much longer on the lap. But coming through this section of the curbs have definitely changed quite a bit. Get some really good traction coming here. So we've got the DRS. Let's see how much we close in. So we're going to try and avoid using this overtake button, but you can see again the straight line speed of Leclerc with the DRS and this ERS. I think I did it in my other video where I said the DRS was quite powerful, but I would actually then say, like many people, other people have said, it's probably the overtake button that needs to be nerfed a little bit, because it is just ridiculously powerful. So again, at this particular point of the track, this is where the AI are very strong. You can see there's that burst of acceleration, something you just can't match. Even if you were spamming the overtake button with 0-0 wings, you wouldn't have that increase of acceleration that quickly. So we're keeping with Lance Stroll, but we just can't save any ERS at this point, because we're having to defend so hard for Verstappen here. Make sure he tries not to go around the outside of us. Go side by side again, so that's a familiar characteristic with his AI making a little bit of a side, so locking the rears there, which has allowed Lance Stroll to get away. We're under 10% of the battery now, which is going to mean we're going to be a little bit slower straight line, but we do have a bit of a gap from Verstappen to myself. But if you watch that delta, it is coming down very quickly. So yeah, the acceleration, the straight line speed of this AI, I think with a setup it should be pretty easy to contain and deal with, as long as you're within a car like a Mercedes, Ferrari or Red Bull. But yeah, around a lot of tracks, I think the main thing will be you'll be struggling with saving the ERS. That's something that's going to be really difficult, where the AI seem to pretty much almost have an unlimited supply of the ERS. But you can see we're quite a bit closer to Stroll here, and Verstappen is about 4 tenths away, so let's see how much he gains. But you can see again that acceleration is just absolutely ridiculous, completely flat out through this section. Big difference to F1 22 in terms of how you brake going through Magnus and Beckett's. We're going to try and save it again, but you can see just the straight line speed is just absolutely superior. So we have to leave room on the outside, otherwise it's going to be exactly the same as what we had with the Williams when I was in the McLaren. And we're about 6 steps away from Stroll. This chicane is very easy to lock the rear, so try to be very conscious of that. And let's see what we can do. So coming on to the last lap of the race, Verstappen does a 27.7 in time trial. You ideally want to be into the 24s. So coming through into here, see Verstappen is only a tenth behind. So again in the straight line, just absolutely superior. Short shifting to the third gear, get some really good traction coming off here, but we're under 10% again, so we're trying to save it as much as we can. But again, look at that sudden burst of acceleration. We have absolutely no choice but to defend this, and we've got to try and be as close as we can to Stroll. But the AI in the last lap of the race, that's what they will be using all of their ERS, so we have to use a little bit of ours. Bit of a gap to Verstappen, so about 0.3 of a second, but come off the exit of this corner. This is where they tend to use it, so completely fat out, but again, having to use the battery and try to block the racing line that they were looking to choose. Completely fat out through into here, trying to get a really good exit coming off Magnus and Beckett's, which we do a fairly decent exit using the rest of our battery, but we have absolutely nothing left at this stage, and even using the battery, so who blinks first? So you can see his red light was flashing, so just trying to hold on to his position as much as we can, and coming through into the final chicane. Looks like it's not going to be enough to get P1, but come across the line, Lance Stroll is going to take the win, and we come home in P2. And overall, I would say not really too bad. I think with a setup, it would have been fairly easy to take the win there. And on other runs I have, or the run before, I think it would have been pretty comfortable to take the win. But yeah, I need a bit of element of luck. But I think the biggest thing, the biggest difficulty is going to be really saving the ERS against this AI if you are running on 110. So it's not really so much the pace, but it's going to be just dealing with that burst of acceleration and having to defend all the time. That's probably going to be the biggest obstacle. But please let me know what you think. Let me know what other tracks you'd like me to try against this 110 AI. Overall, didn't really feel it was too bad, too difficult. With the setup, I think it would have been fairly comfortable to take the win there. But let me know how your thoughts are of this game. Make sure you click join to join my YouTube membership, where you get a discount on one-to-one coaching. Also get a priority invite into my open lobbies. Thank you so much for the support, and I'll be catching you very, very soon. Peace.